Well, I think Mittagong has particularly a lot to celebrate because Mittagong is focused on the Fitzroy Ironworks. The ironworks came here and Mittagong eventuated because of the ironworks being established, although it wasn't successful. But as I said before, we wouldn't have the lovely town we have now. And I think it's a delightful place to live in, and I think people are very supportive of each other. This project with the Heritage Trail has been sort of in the background for a few years, and all of a sudden it's surfaced, and everybody I've spoken to wants to be involved, and you know, the church, and you know, Steve Roser at the tourism, he's been marvellous, and the council girl. So it's all coming together, but because people are enthusiastic, and I think we have a lot of enthusiasm here we have to capture. My name is Dr. Leah Day. I'm an academic historian and I live locally in the Southern Highlands in beautiful Mittagong. I fell into it because I felt I wanted to keep faith with all the people who trusted me with their histories and photographs, and I loved Mittagong and I started from there. In 1833, ironstone was discovered when they were building a road through to Goulburn, to Berrima. Ironstone was discovered on the site near the Mittagong RSL Club. So in 1948, some people, 4 men, got together and decided they would mine this ironstone and erect an ironworks. Because all the iron was being sent out from England. Australia didn't have any way of producing its own iron, and these 4 gentlemen thought, here's an enterprise we can get into and we can start iron making. They started in 1848. They kept going for a little while. It was a lot of money poured into it. They built, the first ironworks was down where the Big W complex is now, or the Highlands Marketplace. That was the first works, and they moved up onto the hill where the can is, near the sports ground there, the soccer field. So there's about 7 or 8 different consortiums of men who had a go at trying to establish an ironworks, but unfortunately it wasn't a success. But it was a success for Mittagong, because Mittagong wouldn't be like it is today if we had an ironworks down there. The first iron smelting took place in Mittagong in 1848. The first blast furnace in Australia was erected and first fired up in 1864. Our first Prime Minister, Edmund Barton, lived in Mittagong in Southey Street in the house Wandeven, and a child was born to he and his family there. So he had that as a weekend house, and that house still stands today. This sort of goes back to the firm of Woolworths, which everybody knows. They came to Mittagong in 2004 and wanted to build a supermarket complex, which is now the Highlands Marketplace. But there was evidence, historical evidence, to suggest that the first ironworks, which is where the Highlands Marketplace is now, that there could have been some relics there of the ironworks. So we had maps and pictures, but no actual diagram of where anything was. The result was the Heritage Office of New South Wales put an interim heritage order on Woolworths, and Woolworths had to do an archaeological dig. They accepted that with good grace, Woolworths, because they remember they'd want to build a supermarket and get moving. And when the archaeologists came in, they found the foundations of the rolling mills, the tilt hammer, the puddling furnace. It was all very exciting. I was down there with my co-researcher most days, watching the archaeologists dig up all these relics and footings. And so then Woolworths decided, and the Heritage Office, they would keep about, I think, 60% of the ironworks relics down there. And if you go down there today, there's heritage signs and pictures. All the footings are there. They've been preserved and very well maintained. They're going to have a celebration on the 30th of July 2014, the date of the first iron works, the blast furnace being blown in, to talk about what everybody's going to do and let the public know, and virtually to launch what's happening there. I am starting to compile a book, which I was very involved in researching some years ago.
This will be your
third book, and that will be on the Fitzroy Ironworks and bringing it up to date with the archaeological dig down in the Highlands Marketplace, and talking about the celebrations and so on. So that's my little project for 2015. But I can only do this with the cooperation of the people of Mittagong, who are absolutely marvellous. My name is Dr. Leah Day, and you are watching Highlands TV.